ladies, Tamsen here. We're going to talk about things that your mom and your friends may have never talked to you about. Menopause. A lot of people like to whisper the word, a lot of people like to call it taboo, but we're going to talk about when it starts, menopause and or perimenopause, what to expect when you're in it, how long to expect it, and of course I'm going to share with you my roller coaster journey as well. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button and also the notification so you can be notified every time I post a video about how we can all be aging well over 50. I had very, very severe symptoms when I was starting to go through menopause, and I had no idea what I was dealing with because no one had ever even talked about it. Sure, of course, I've heard the word menopause before, and we laughed about hot flashes, but I didn't really understand the severity of it or what to expect because I'd never talked to anybody about it. Not my mom, not my aunts, not my friends. I don't have any sisters, so nobody. By the way, today we're talking about it because by the year 2025, 1 billion women are going to be in menopause. Can you imagine that? 12% of the world's population. This is also a time we as women are dealing with so many different things. It's like this big intersection, right, of midlife. So there's the symptoms of menopause. There's career changes. There's changes in relationship. There's possibly even divorce. I went through a divorce early on when I was in perimenopause. I didn't even realize it. So there's a lot of changes that come at this intersection. I think it's just so important to normalize this conversation. And I want to make sure we bring experts on this channel as well so you have a chance to ask any questions. So if you have questions or there's something that surprised you so far about this, let me know what they are and I'll be sure and get some answers. So the big question, when does menopause actually start? Well, menopause is the point in time 12 months after your last period, but the symptoms can, and they often do really start way before that, possibly even 4-7 years before that leading up to it, which is what's called perimenopause. So menopause is actually after you have stopped having a period for 12 full months. The on-off will happen, but 12 full months. The next day you're in menopause. And then we're talking about what kind of symptoms you're dealing with at that point as well. So you'll see a lot of the symptoms cross over between perimenopause and of course menopause. There are doctors that can break this down even further. Of course, I'm not a doctor, but this is some of the research that I have done to really understand this time frame and what to expect. And keep in mind, this is also a time of so many other stresses that you actually don't even know what to blame, which is what happened with me. I'd gone through a divorce in my early 40s, and then I went through perimenopause, which I didn't really realize what was going on. I thought I was just upset and moody and irritable, and then I went right into menopause. And it really was not until I was laying on that tile floor I thought something is really, really wrong with me. I was having a hard time reading words. I was having a hard time remembering words. I still do every once in a while. I was having a really tough time with a lot of things that were seemingly normal for a very long time, and I just wasn't feeling like myself anymore. By the way, if you're learning anything new, please hit that like button and let me know. And if there's something you don't know about menopause and you want to know, comment down below and I will get the information and share it with you. So let's keep talking about it because first of all, there's perimenopause. And according to experts, the average length is 4 years, though all of it really varies. Some people just deal with it for a few months. Some people, by the way, my best friend didn't deal with it at all. She did not have any symptoms at all. So we had never even had the conversation. Then, if you have gone more than 12 months without having a period, you are no longer in perimenopause. And after that one day, you are now in menopause. And by the way, menopause, it can be 1/3 of your life. So we're talking about a long time, which is why I felt it was really, really important, not only to try and get a handle on it in my own life, but also to talk about it, normalize the conversation, and be here for people who didn't have somebody else to talk about it like I didn't originally. There's also one more thing. There is induced or medical menopause, which can come depending on your medical history, perhaps breast cancer or ovarian cancer. In my mother's case, she was diagnosed with breast cancer at the age of 44, and by 45, she had had a double mastectomy. She was in what's called medical or induced menopause. So we never really talked about it because she went through radiation and she went through chemotherapy. So it was all kind of combined together, and we didn't really know that the symptoms that she was dealing with, we thought were all related to the disease that she was battling, but it was also menopause that she was pushed into. Let's go ahead and talk symptoms and what you can expect. There are 34 symptoms, and I'm going to give you a link to those actual symptoms and where you can find them. But I've been hearing from a lot of you lately over on TikTok as well about the fact that you have more than 34 symptoms, or that you have different symptoms that are actually not on that initial list. So here is what I wish that my mom had been able to pass on to me. 1, menopause, you should not feel hopeless. There's research out there. There are treatments out there, or the things you can do to change the feeling that you have with some of the symptoms that you're experiencing right now. Number 2, menopause is different for everybody. And hot flashes and night sweats, those are not the only 2 symptoms. 3, you are not going to feel like yourself most likely, but that's okay because eventually you're going to get back to who you were, or maybe you're going to be feeling even better with time. 4, this is a time of change. Huge changes. I'm telling you, I've done a lot. I've seen an intersection of a lot of different things, but this is also a time that you should change and focus on yourself and really think about self-care, because that can make all the difference in the world. And finally, most important, and I'll repeat it over and over again, so make sure you hear it, you're not alone in this journey. There are people like me who are here trying to normalize this conversation for you. So please reach out, share, let me know what you're doing in all of this. I'll provide other resources. We'll have other interviews here on the channel. I want to make sure that you have a community that you can go to, and then we stop using the word taboo to describe menopause. If you're in midlife and you're feeling stuck and not sure what to do next, I would love to help. Download my free Unlock Your Bold guide. It has 5 steps for activating your inner bold so you can achieve your next chapter. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe down below. I'll see you next time.